Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, aspiring content creators of all ages. Want to make a professional presentation or design something interactive and catchy simply because you can? Maybe you feel you're lacking the resources to express your creativity properly. While there are many products out there that allow you to create presentations or animation for your enjoyment, the process is often tedious and overly complicated. So, how can you create a charming project without spending unbelievable amount of time to get what you're looking for? Creative Kid Software presents you with Platypus Multimedia Author, a must-have tool for anyone ready, willing and able to create simple yet magnificent multimedia presentations. Platypus Multimedia Author is a timeless and user-friendly marvel, limited only by its user's imagination. There is no need to take my word for it. I'm going to show you what this irreplaceable piece of technology is capable of. A simple tutorial is there to guide you through the process of multimedia creation. There are 16 tutorials altogether, each with a step-by-step set of instructions that are very easy to follow. They move from the simplest to the complex and more advanced levels, which means you will be able to learn using Platypus Multimedia Author at your own pace and will undoubtedly create something worthy of admiration. For example, you can see me starting the first tutorial in the Platypus Multimedia Author and follow the instructions to the letter. As soon as I start the project, I am presented with a panel full of options, each with its own range of settings you can calibrate to your whim. One of the options is the Do table. It contains all of the objects that you decide to incorporate into the scene. You can manipulate their order and actions and also add a level of interactivity. The objects themselves are also full of variety. Essentially, you have buttons, text boxes and images, but you can also add sounds and videos. Also, a vast array of wizards is at your disposal. You know how whenever you install a program there is a wizard that does most of the work for you? Well, this is no different apart from the fact that you can tweak every single option to meet your needs up to the last pixel and millisecond. That is what makes Platypus Multimedia Author perfect for perfectionists, while its simplicity makes it suitable for casual laid-back content creators. And should you happen to lose your way, these tutorials have a nifty Show Me the Results button, providing you with an example of the finished product. Or you could simply go back and retrace your steps with the back button. Don't get frustrated if your work doesn't match the one in the results. Rather, practice, practice, practice. By now you have no doubt noticed that even the tutorial is created using Platypus Multimedia Author. If the interactive tutorials are not enough to fully appreciate what Platypus Multimedia Author is capable of, you also have access to a handy-dandy manual explaining each and every option as well as their purpose in great detail. So, you can learn by reading or learn by doing. It's all up to your own personal preference. You can save your project anytime and simply pick up where you left off. There is no need to remember where you put the saved file, like with most programs. It will be there the next time you open PMA. You can place elements anywhere in your workspace without having to resort to complicated calibrations or settling for a messy setup. The tools at your disposal can be placed anywhere on the screen, with the results visible immediately via the play button. This is only the beginning and I know what I'm talking about. As the tutorials progress, you will find yourself customizing your approach to your computer with shortcuts and links. You will also be able to connect your projects to your website. And just to show you that I'm serious about the capabilities of this fine piece of programming, there are two interactive books from the Platypus reading series that are designed for children and anyone else trying to brush up on their language skills. Lucy's Wheel-Shaped Web and Crocodile Child each have a story to tell, with games and activities for the young ones. They also feature reading comprehension quizzes, essential for a successful English lesson. Both are simple yet brilliantly designed. Lucy's Wheel-Shaped Web gives us a lovely little animation portraying a piece of a spider's life. Apart from the story, it has a reading comprehension quiz and several charming options with additional activities for the children, as well as the instructions on how to make your own spider web.
And would you believe it, there's also an interactive crossword.
Crocodile Child gives you the very first hours of a crocodile's life. It is very similar to Lucy's Wheel-Shaped Web in terms of additional material, as they are part of the same reading series.
Does this mean that Platypus Multimedia Author is capable of only designing things for kids? Far from it. For all language aficionados and everyone who's ever enjoyed doing a crossword puzzle, there's Platypus Word Maze. Here is another charming and user-friendly feature of Platypus Multimedia Author that you are not likely to find when dealing with similar software. You know how you usually calibrate your interactive content and are in a position where it is necessary for you to produce your work before checking what's wrong with the initial version? This wastes precious time and can set your work back dramatically. Platypus Multimedia Author allows you to add any new feature to a project and check its application immediately. The minute you place an object or an audio clip on your workspace, you are free to see how it fares with the rest of your composition.
The creative possibilities of this software are nearly endless. You can tell a story, make a quiz, design a simple cartoon, or even the next simple and addictive video game. You can create your own little marvel, using both the written and the interactive tutorials and retrace your steps wherever you feel like it. These are but a few reasons why you should check out Platypus Multimedia Author.